Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for tuning in on Tuesday, July 16th. Second episode of the day for y'all. So, ESPN, they've been going through, they do this every single offseason. They poll a bunch of scouts, coaches, and executives to come up with player positional rankings. It's really a great series that Jeremy Fowler kind of takes the lead on. They do a great job with this every year. I think it's very informative. I think it's interesting. Do I always agree with what some of the players, coaches, scouts, executives, and even Jeremy Fowler have to say? No, I do not. But I want to take a look at what they said, the people mentioned, which they're anonymous outside of Jeremy Fowler himself, of course. I want to take a look at what they said about Trevor Lawrence, ranking him 16th among starting quarterbacks in the NFL. 16th. It means there's 15 quarterbacks that these scouts, executives, coaches, what have you, would rather have than Trevor Lawrence. I think that's how you rank players. Who would you take ahead of another player, right? 15 quarterbacks they'd rather have over Trevor Lawrence. Pretty wild to me. We're going to dive into it. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop. Pre-order one of the hats I'm wearing right now. You can also become a channel member here on YouTube. Really appreciate all the channel members out there, all the support. It's been awesome over the last couple years on this channel. Really appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. So, Jeremy Fowler wrote, surprisingly, last year's number 8 quarterback, so Trevor Lawrence was number 8 last year in these rankings, fell 8 spots in the voting. Turnovers are the primary issue. He has 60 through 3 seasons, including a league-high 21 last year, 14 interceptions, 7 fumbles. Though team sources caution, he barely practiced over the last 2 months of the season due to various injuries that he attempted to tough out. Yeah, I think when you talk about Trevor Lawrence, turnovers are a fair place to begin the criticism. I don't think it's a turnover issue specifically. I think he has more of a fumbling issue than anything else. We're going to talk about that. But also looking at what an AFC scout said, again, anonymous, said, I think people are tired of waiting on him. I do think he'll put it all together eventually. He should be in the top 10. Okay, fair enough. A veteran NFL personnel evaluator said he's going to be a little streaky and have moments where he disappears. But when he gets hot, Jacksonville is dangerous. Okay, so very interesting stuff there. My question for this veteran NFL personnel evaluator, when over the last 2 years has he disappeared? Because throw away the rookie year. You had Urban Miller, whatever the hell you want to call him, as just the most train wreck of a head coach I've ever seen. So throw away the rookie year, and you can also throw away all those turnovers the rookie year, which that makes up a large chunk of those turnovers people are talking about. When has he disappeared? Are we just talking about the stats? If you want to just talk about the stats, sure. Yeah, you want a box score scout? Yeah, you can say, oh, well, he's had these games where he didn't play very well. That's not how you evaluate NFL quarterbacks. That's not how you evaluate NFL players. Because in most of the big moments that he has had over the last couple years, he's given his receivers opportunities to make plays. Sometimes they have. Sometimes, as we've talked about quite a lot, they haven't. Bottom line. A lot of receivers have not come up with big plays and big moments for the Jacksonville Jaguars over the last 2 years when Trevor Lawrence has given the opportunity. And yeah, as much as I am a fan of Calvin Ridley, as much as I wanted Calvin Ridley back in Jacksonville, and I think he will play better in 2024 than he did in 2023, he was not efficient. He had some great plays, some great games, some great stretches. But Calvin Ridley did not know the offense very well last year. He was not always where he was supposed to be. And even in the times where he was, he missed as many big opportunities as he made. Not being able to get his feet down in bounds, dropping the football, not being in the right place at the right time. If you just eliminate 5 of the mistakes from Calvin Ridley, you're talking about a different season. And a lot of those were in big moments. Like, there were plays to be made by the Jaguars offense against the Tennessee Titans in the final week of the regular season that would have punched a playoff ticket, that Trevor Lawrence gave his receivers opportunities to make plays, and they did not make them. That's not an indictment on the entire receiving corps. It's an indictment on the players who couldn't make the plays in key moments, right? And again, when you talk about turnovers, throw away the rookie year. When you talk about the turnovers in 2023, yes, high rate of fumbles for Trevor Lawrence. That is the biggest area that he needs to clean up. But let's not pretend a lot of those did not happen when he was running for his life or getting pressured in under 2 seconds. Pressured like that because of, an interior offensive lineman or a tackle completely whiffing. Let's not pretend that did not happen a lot over the last few years for Trevor Lawrence, right? The rate of turnover-worthy plays last year, it spiked after he started playing through injuries, especially after week 13 when he was playing through multiple injuries, where you're looking at the injury during the game and you're just like, oh, there's no way he's going to play. But he's Trevor Lawrence, so of course he plays. He did his best to gut it out throughout the entire season. Of course, he ended up missing the first action he had of his NFL career last year, 1 game. But go watch these games again. There are countless times where he puts the ball on the money. Sometimes the receiver hauls it in. More often than not, especially after the Christian Kirk injury, which coincided with week 13 of last year, the receivers did not make the plays. You had Calvin Ridley not always in the right place at the right time, or not getting his feet down in bounds, or dropping a football. You had Zay Jones gutting it out through an injury of his own, and he clearly could not run. Like, Zay Jones could not run at the end of last year. And if he could have, perhaps the season goes differently down the stretch. And let's go back to the Chiefs game. What was that, week 2? How many times did Trevor Lawrence put the ball in a place where only his receiver could go make a play on it? And did they not come up with it in the end zone? Jaguars scored 9 points in that game, I think. They could have scored 30. So this is just an egregious ranking, in my opinion, for Trevor Lawrence at 16 overall. And, look, coaches, scouts, executives, they are wrong often. Just look at NFL draft results. Right? They're wrong in their evaluations quite often. And I think that they're wrong right now. I think too many of these people and people that evaluate the NFL and fans look at the box score and say, wow, he didn't really have a good game that week. Wow, he had a lot of turnovers that year. But when you dig into what was actually happening week to week, Trevor Lawrence was playing very, very good football in 2023 prior to sustaining multiple injuries. Bottom line, great athlete, great leader, terrific deep ball thrower. Even according to PFF, he was the best deep ball passer in 2023 in the NFL. He can get it done on the run, off platform. He can be surgical as well, getting the ball out quickly. I think the doubters, of which there are many, they're going to have to eat their words on Trevor Lawrence after the 2024 campaign. I really do. Would love to know what y'all think. Drop your comments in the comment section below. If you like the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I'm wearing right now. Become a channel member here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one.